stuff here on the side events, but now we are on to, looks like they are already into the alterations, so cracking on with it. Let's see what we've got. We've got Jesse on Emerald Amethyst, probably playing a more tempo-based deck, and we've got Clement on Ruby Sapphire, so more of a control.
So Ruby Sapphire, we will see the control strategy. Jesse, actually, we could see maybe a bit of a discardy type strategy as well, potentially. Or it could be just like the tempo-y sort of build where you are playing your go-go's and stuff as well. So we'll know in the first hand, you know, what sort of green or what sort of emerald is Jesse putting down.
Yeah, but Jesse says, I do not like this hand. Send that one back. So asking for a fresh one. And yeah, not not the start that you want to see when you have to alter 7.
I guess maybe if you didn't have any ones, you just push it all away, right?
I think so, yeah. It's very important in this control matchup that you get your 1-drops. And we're seeing the Cursed Merfolk there for Jesse,
right,
so that's pretty nice.
Yep, it's,
and Clement going first. And
turn 1
off
popsicle.
to the races with the popsicles, so got to be pretty happy about that start.
Should be turn 1 Cursed Merfolk. It's a great way to start adding the lore really fast. And
yep, Elsa
down, and then the Cursed Merfolk. Okay, Elsa a little bit less relevant in this matchup. There's no genies that you got to try to pick off, so yeah. And turn 2 should be Sail or Tipo. Tipo Oracle.
And definitely how far I'll go.
Definitely needs the Tipo to be able to contest some of these early card plays. So probably going to quest with the Cursed Merfolk, and then it's up to him whether he wants a Tipo to challenge into it, or maybe he wants to bounce it up for Snake. I'm of the camp that actually making the Clement discard card might be actually good, just because sometimes the hand size is a little bit small and you're trying to do a whole bunch of ramp. And don't forget, Clement ramped with Tipo as opposed to Zelda Azurite Seas, so his hand is already a little bit small to begin with. And yeah, he also played first as well, so Clement's hand size is actually pretty small. Yes, we are bouncing it up and going to Snake.
And there was a bit of mind games going on there. We saw Clement using the Tipo to ink how far I'll go. Probably trying to play around the Ursula Deceiver and not get a song snatched out of their hand. And then we saw Jesse had the Ursula in hand, but chose not to play it, and instead
goes up to 5.
Yeah,
wow.
Instead went with the Snake. So yeah, valuing protecting that Merfolk.
So
but yeah, nice start here for Clement.
So we have been seeing this play recently where the players will ink on their second turn, go up to 4, and then on the following turn they will sell to Azurite Sea, and that allows them to double ink for the turn, which puts them up to 5, which leads them onto the following turn where they'll have 6 ink, and then they can go straight out.
Yeah, straight into the Maui Shark, which is...
straight away he will be policing your beaches.
Yep, Maui Half Shark is the bane of a lot of these tempo decks, particularly if you can combine it with the Pirate's Life. Oh, here we go.
Ursula, okay.
Ursula, and 2 Maui Half Sharks and a Brawl. Can't target the Brawl, though, not a song.
Songs only,
and quest for 1. So, not what Jesse was hoping to see there. Definitely looking for a song to discard.
Complete opposite of actually what you wanted to see.
Yeah, but very much so. 2 Half Sharks and no songs. That is not good news. So, yeah, we may see you just a
The upside, though, is that you know exactly what sort of threats he's got. And as long as you can deal with the 2 Mauis, I think you're good. So basically, it's now a game of, can Jason deal with these 2 Mauis?
Jesse,
Sorry, if Jesse can deal with these 2 Mauis, if he can, then the game pretty much wraps itself up. So the question is, how will he go about doing that?
Yeah, that's a pretty tall order for this deck. There's not a lot of removal in the EA list, so yeah, it needs to find...
What you are going to need, you're going to need some evasive challenges, and you're going to need some crabs.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Jesse...
oh, that's right. It's only Jesse's 4 ink turn.
Yeah, I know. It's looking very good for Clement here. The fast ramp into the Half Shark, that's really a way to shut down a lot of these tempo decks.
Yeah, on the upside, though, Clement doesn't have any way to force Jesse to... Jesse just quests it all out. Gains 4.
4, yep, up to 7.
So he's just saying, hey, Maui, you can take your pick. Take your pick.
Yep, all right.
And he picks up the Cursed Merfolk.
And then...
And plays it again?
I think we might see it played again.
He definitely inks again. So he inks up to 2.
Yep.
And what's the follow-on play? He plays
Go-Go. Hiss. So Hiss. So that's, probably in this deck... some of these Emerald Amethyst decks have been running a lot more evasives to try and
It's
deal
pretty
with.
scary because if the Maui gets one chomp in before the Hiss can finish it off, or like with a crab.
Yeah, we can see the
So
Go-Go come out, put 4 damage counters on it, and get 4 lore, which would be,
Yeah,
definitely a nice boost for Jesse, who's already up to 7. So is starting to approach that scary
So
point.
Clement would have to challenge into Ursula here with his Maui half shark. If he challenges into a snake, it allows Jesse to just swing back, with the Hiss
and trade off. Yep. And
hand.
Clement, looks like we've got another half shark. We've got the Brawl.
So half shark and Brawl, we both know, like Jesse knows as well because of the Ursula. It's just the one new mystery card that we're unsure about. So it goes to Ursula, puts 1 damage onto it, and we're just waiting. Oh, he plays second
Plays
Maui.
another shark, yep.
All right, so he's putting on the pressure, and he did pick up a card.
Sail the Azurite Sea, I think it
Azurite
was.
Sea.
So
it means he does have a draw later on.
Or might just put that into the Inkwell. So, yeah, I think Clement is probably pretty happy with the way things are going. Tipo quest for 1.
Extra 1.
So not too worried about losing the Tipo to a challenge.
And that puts him up to 8, I believe? No, puts him up to 2.
Yep. 7 to 2.
Yep, cool. And Jesse, does he have the crab? Because this is the turn where he needs a crab.
Yeah, the crab would be a nice answer to one of those sharks.
Oh,
the
rabbit. That's not a crab. That's not the Merlin we're after.
And
Cloud
inking the
Kicker?
kit. Yeah, the kit. This is not a kit matchup. So playing the Diablo. Yep. Not a bad turn for Jesse, but just has not found. Probably looking for cards like either crab to deal with one of these sharks or the Go-Go, because Go-Go, if you can get that and probably bounce it or find a second Go-Go, you can really accelerate your lore gains.
Pass it over to Clement. Now, whenever he casts Azurite Sea or any action, he'll be gaining 2 lore. So this is where things can really switch itself around.
Yep,
so
and we might see
Azurite Sea, ink twice, and then he can go like Visions, or he can go Focus Your Mind, and he can potentially he could probably gain easily 6 to 8 lore off of the ability alone if he wants to.
Yeah, with the double shark, getting 2 lore for every action, that can be a big problem. So, all right. So here comes the sail for +2.
+2.
Yep. So up to 4.
Draw a card.
Looks like a Tipo off the top.
Wouldn't worry about the Tipo. What's the other guy? He does have a Brawl, right? So he can Brawl something?
Does have a Brawl. I don't think that
just
got
Brawl
inked.
for value? Yeah.
I'm
Actually,
just
no, but
happy
like,
to play it slow.
Yeah.
And
Grandma, okay, cool.
I think that was a Visions and another shark off the top. So, yep.
So
don't think they need a 3rd shark there. That would be a bit excessive, so it keeps the Visions. And, yeah, we may even see Clement just pass here, or not. They elect a quest.
Okay, questing. All right.
Yep,
Interesting.
so up to 7. Yeah, I think passing and just saying you're going to force your opponent to quest, and then fetch the actions.
So Tipo, he doesn't really care about.
Yep.
There's only one evasive challenger at the moment, which is his, and he requires a crab in order to make it able to run into a Maui.
Yep, and effectively deal with it. Yep.
And he can tell that he doesn't have it, otherwise he would have played it last turn. So
that's true.
He's trying to draw into it. So the bet is, hey, my opponent drew 1 card off the rabbit, and he draws 1 card for turn. I don't think he's going to draw a crab in those 2 cards.
Yep.
And outside of being able to pick up his Merlin rabbit, I don't think he'll be able to get into grab. That's probably the bet that Clement is making here. He does have 2 inks available because he did play at Sail to Azurite Sea, but the hand is getting a little bit tight, so he's opted not to use the inks.
Yeah, Clement's hand is
questing in
good,
for rabbit for +1.
Yep.
Goes
for 8.
Up
to 8.
And he plays
and
mystery card. It looks like a fox. All right,
yep.
Picks it up. And did he get a crab? Because he can
can ink, and then
he can ink a card as long as
boost up the
one of the
hiss.
cards is inkable. Because rabbit is not inkable. And did he get the crab?
I don't think so. I think I saw a rabbit there. I think there's a merfolk in there somewhere.
He doesn't. That's 2 ink available or free. I think it's free. Yeah. So yeah, he can. Yeah. So he doesn't have the crab. So right now he's got rabbit, and he plays something on the end there, and just turns everything sideways.
Yep. All right. So Jesse just going with the quest up plan and hope to win the race. So that's up to 12 lore. Challenges the Tipo and
is this could be the final turn of the game,
Yeah, there's...
depending on how nuts Clement's hand goes.
There's a Visions in there, so
Okay.
might go digging for another action and getting 2 lore with every action that they play.
So he's starting off with 7. He can do 3 from his guy, so he needs 5 actions this turn, which might be a bit of a tall order.
Yep.
But if he can, it's just like
That would be a
game.
pretty crazy end to the
it's
game.
kind of non-committal because he can just do all his actions and then he can just like challenge if he doesn't quite make it. Oh, the Mauis can also challenge as well.
Yeah.
So that each one of them can pick. So he can actually go like develop your mind, pick up some stuff, send in a challenge with a Maui, pick up a
Find the Visions, play it again, challenge with another Maui, find the Visions again. So yeah, it can definitely generate a lot of value. But Jesse is up to 12 lore now, so it is getting to the point where Clement does have to worry about things like Go-Go. If Jesse can quest with a few of the characters and then play a Go-Go for 3 or 4.
So I think here's the line, right? So Grandma probably
challenges the fox or the
no,
snakes.
it quests,
Quests?
puts you up to 8, right?
Yep.
So you need 12, so that means you need to play 6 actions, right? So each of the Mauis can challenge and then pick up an additional action. So each Maui can pick up an action each, which you just play Develop Your Mind for 1 if there's 1 available.
I think that's Visions in the
okay.
future, though, so probably doesn't have the ink
could,
for that
could
line.
potentially do sales as well.
Yep.
So each one does challenges sales, which gains you 2 lore. So as long as you can gain an additional 8ish lore. So if you
there's
get some
Pirate's Life. That was a nice find. I think Clement will be happy about that one.
Pirates. Oh,
Yeah,
Pirates,
just to
you can sing
just
Pirates
to
Life.
yeah,
to gain
sing it
additional
with one of the sharks, and
I think that might actually be game.
it will be pretty close, won't it?
No, so you can sing Pirates with Maui.
And then you can fetch it with the other Maui, and then it looks like I don't think Clement's ink for turns, so could ink and then just hardcast the second Pirate's Life. So that's what's that? 4, 8.
I don't know about his fatigue, but it is. I genuinely think it's possible to big brain this right now.
I'm not sure. I think they can get to 17. I think if you played Pirates twice,
if you play Pirates once, you get plus 4.
4. Yep.
Yep.
Up to 13.
So you just sing it with Maui. You just sing it with Maui. You don't use the other Maui. You don't use the other.
The other Maui has to challenge if you want to fetch it back.
But you don't know. But you don't fetch the Pirates because you can't play it. You don't have the 6 to sing with it.
That's true. You can't.
You can go Visions for it for another 2 or another sales. So you go Visions. Yeah, Visions potentially pick up another action. Yeah, and then if you hit another action off of this the Visions, I think you just win.
And there's the Pirates, so plus 4. Yo ho, me hearties.
Yep.
And -2, so that puts Jesse down to 10. We're seeing Maui. Looks like Maui's going to challenge. Not sure what card. Maybe the Diablo or maybe the Hiss.
Okay, so you're going to get the Hiss.
Finds the Pirates.
And then he picks up Pirates.
And then might ink for turn and just hardcast the Pirates. I think there's 5 ink available at the moment, and I don't believe Clement's inked for turn. So, yep, here we go. Yo-ho again.
And then that's another plus
Another 4, so up to 17. And, yeah, it is looking very good for Clement here. This is the Shark Loop with the Pirate's Life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 10 lore on the board. Down to 8 lore now for Jesse. So,
and then he just quests with the Grandma to put him up to 18.
18, and then, Jesse needs... I don't see any way that Jesse's going to be able to clear the board.
He's currently questing for 4 on board, which can put him up to 12 potentially.
5 with the broom.
5, 5 with the broom that just came off the side.
Sneaky broom off the side of the screen, yeah.
Oh,
I think there's one more card there that we can't
cool.
see. So
potentially, 6 puts him up to 14.
Yep.
Go-Go has free marked on both the Mauis. So hypothetically, could Go-Go on both the Mauis are free. Yep.
Jesse just scoops it.
Scoops it up. All right.
Yeah, I don't see if they didn't have the win in hand. Yeah, that's one of the things with the Pirate's Life. It's not really there for the lore gain. That's very nice, but just subtracting the lore from your opponent in these tempo matchups. It's one of the things that this Ruby Sapphire list didn't really used to be able to do. But with the addition of Maui Shark and being able to cast that song multiple times, if you can do, instead of just -2 once, if you can do it 2 or 3 times, you can buy yourself a few turns. And it really puts you out of the danger zone because, Jesse was up to 12 lore there, which with 6 characters on board and the potential Go-Go is really starting to look pretty scary. But if you can wind that back down to 8 lore, as we saw, it is... a much harder ask to get that much lore out of your hand in one turn.
Yeah, definitely. And so this really shows the value of Maui Half Shark. And look, Clement, he really didn't contest board. He just ramped up, put 2 Mauis down,
Yep.
and Jesse couldn't get rid of him. So and that just like clocked him in 2 turns.
Yep.
I think he just looped a whole bunch of actions, and I think Jesse, by the time he decided to like full turn to try to race him, at that point it might have been a little bit too late, and you know, the Mauis just need like 2 turns literally to turn things around. So so there was a point in the game where Clement had Maui Brawl in hand, and they drew, I think, a grandma inked it to play a Maui,
Yep.
and then like so Jesse should have known that all he had in hand was Brawl and Maui. So the focus in my mind, like I think, is like his evasives probably should have like targeted the Maui a little bit more. But yeah, Maui managed to get 1 challenge, and you know he's managed to pick up stuff and sort of like ran with there. So,
like 1 Maui Shark getting 1 lore per action is already pretty good, but when you got the double and you're getting 2 per action, it gets out of control.
Yeah, definitely.
very
Like
quickly.
definitely can tell that both these players are like not 100% right now. Definitely, they've played a lot of matches, so like you know you get fatigued over the day. I think Clement was having a look at that last turn, and I think maybe a fresher version of himself. You know, someone that's had a full night's sleep and coming fresh in the morning would have probably like looped that through a little bit faster. And so we do know that like players tend to fatigue a little bit over the day. So yeah. Okay,
Alright.
He does run develop.
Yep, there's a develop your brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice start here for Jesse with the Cursed Merfolk, and if they can follow that up with either an Ursula or got double 1 drop in hand as well with the Broom and the Diablo, so we may see that come down. Otherwise, may take the slower approach and go with the Snake.
I think if you're going first, you
I
just
think,
push.
yeah.
So you
I
just
like
go
this.
all 1s.
I like this a
You
lot.
push
Yep.
with the Cursed Merfolk, so that's 2 straight away.
And
Legit.
yeah,
And then
now-
Clement, he has to go Tipo. So
Yep,
Tipo, 1 card in
Tipo.
hand. And
Yep.
so now he's got something that can challenge
at least the Merfolk.
the Merfolk. He'll lose 1 card from hand in order to do so. But yeah, he needs to start contesting.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Contest as soon as you possibly can.
And yeah, Jesse's probably just hoping. Can't see the hand at the moment. You'd want something like a Rose or something like that you can just deploy to the board, get some lore.
Yeah, you don't want to spend too many cards. I think you spend a lot of cards from like playing free one cost cards.
Yep.
Definitely, you quest all of them, and I think you would probably push the Broom away. So you
Yep.
either upgrade the Broom to so that's game
quest
4.
up to 6.
Yep, and then you either push the Broom away with something that you play, or you use
Bounce it with something like
a
Snake or a Fox.
Snake,
Yep.
yep.
And inks the goat.
And
2 for
goes Snake.
Snake.
He picks up Cursed Merfolk. He could have brushed
plays the Merfolk.
the Magic Broom away, but he chooses not to.
I think it
And he
makes
just
sense.
plays
I
down
think
the
I think
Cursed
they
Merfolk.
can do that next turn.
Yeah.
So
I think-
it's unlikely that Clement's got anything with Rush that can deal with the Broom.
So Jesse values the Merfolk as a quester as opposed to like being a resource trade. So
Yep.
one of the advantages of Cursed Merfolk is that if it gets traded into, your opponent discards card, so you're both down 1 card, right? So some players, they will just let you trade it, and some players, they would... Oh, okay.
There's the Brawl and there's the Diablo. So yeah, pretty nice turn for Clement there. And that's one where it's showing the power of the Sail the Azurite Sea, that your ink comes in readied. So
Yeah, we've seen this display a couple times this turn. So on the 4 ink turn, they will just sail to Azurite Sea. Then they will like ink twice and then just go into the Brawl. So so it's also a very good play.
it's
So
one of the things that card is unlocked because in the past cards like Tipo, the ink comes in exerted, whereas with Sail you get the 2 readied inks. So the way the math works, if you're on 3 ink at the start of your turn, you can Sail, you can ink twice, and then you've got another 3 inks. If you're on 4, you can Sail, ink twice, and then you're on 4. So the math works out. Whatever you're on at the start of your turn, you could potentially do that as well as a Sail. And that's one of the easy ways to remember it if you're starting out playing this deck. So Jesse quests up to 8 there with the Broom and the Snake. And definitely a bit of a loss in tempo here for Jesse. Getting the Diablo and the Merfolk removed on the same turn was very nice there for Clement. Clement's hand is only 3 cards at the moment.
I think the next character you play, you just pick up the Broom.
I think we might see that, but
Actually,
it depends.
So Broom is 2 willpower, and
Yep.
Tipo isn't able to challenge it by itself. So you go White Rose.
There's White Rose up
So
to
you gain
9.
another 1.
Yep.
I think you keep the broom at this point.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, okay, so he picks it up.
Yeah, Jesse's hand is starting to run a little bit low, so yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to risk running into a brawl or another.
I would imagine having the extra card. So yeah, so I guess like a brawl or a Sisu could target the broom, so he can cash in his card now. He's also notably his hand's a little bit smaller, but it's like, would that extra one potential quest from the Magic Broom have been relevant? Because Tipo wouldn't have been able to challenge challenge out the broom. So yeah. So Grammatala.
Looks like we got How Far I'll Go and Hiram in hand.
Yep. So next turn is going to be a productive turn for Clement, but Jesse is also in a pretty good spot where he'll be pushing in for like 4 lore next turn.
Yep, and they're up to 9 with that White Rose. So yeah, it is exactly what this EA tempo deck wants to do. They want to.
So this is actually like a much closer game than one would think.
Yeah, very much so.
I'm a little bit interested to see what Clement 50-50'd on there, and he inks a Tipo. Just questing for 1. All right, cool.
Yep. I like that. I think Clement knows that
you might as well get some value out of it.
Jesse does not really want to challenge. That's not part of the game plan. And if Jesse challenges, it's essentially -1 lore on the potential quest.
And Ghost Rabbit picks up a card. So things are slowing down a little bit, but as long as Jesse can finish the game out a little bit, so he gains +4, goes up to 13.
13, yep.
Yep, which is a very good, healthy amount to be on. And especially, I think he's got like 4 cards in hand, and he has an ink, so he'll be down to 3. It means that potentially, future turns he's looking good to like go or just like play regular goat to try to push him over the line with some of these inkable cards. Clement does not have a little Sisu, which means that he won't be able to wipe the board with Sisu. He can potentially go up to 7 and be prepared next turn, so that is something that Jesse should be potentially prepared for.
Yeah, I do see a Ruby card in hand for Clement. I think it might be Scarvicious Cheetah, which, if they were able to deploy this turn, it could challenge the Merfolk, the Rose, and the Snake, which would be a huge tempo swing.
So Jesse taking a bit of a moment to determine what he wants to ink, I think.
Yep. Or whether to just pass. They might be satisfied. It looks like they're at 4 ink at the moment, and the deck is on the lower side of the curve, so they might just decide to keep all the cards in hand and try to play them in future turns.
So just talking about body language, right? So Clement off the Grammatala, he really thought about that one, right?
Yeah.
But when you think about it, if it was a Be Prepared and he didn't have a Be Prepared, you would have just snap put into 7, right?
Absolutely.
Which means that he didn't draw a Be Prepared off the top with the Grammatala. He either has one, so he would have either had one in hand. Yes, so he would have had to have one in hand probably from early in the game, right? So that's how you 50-50 determine whether you think Clement's got Be Prepared or not.
Yep.
So that's why he was probably thinking, do I...
And here comes Scarvicious Cheetah.
Right? Cool. So Scar... He goes into Curse Merfolk, for sure, just to reduce.
I think that's a guarantee. That's
you go into
refresh.
White Rose, I think, just because if he has any way to pick up White Rose and replay it, that's an additional lore gainer.
Yep. And then that readies.
And statistically wise, it's the same as Snake. So yeah, you go into White Rose. Yeah.
So here there was a really
challenge again. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So there was an interesting line there where Clement cracks the Popsicle to heal Scar for 2, which. I think in previous sets you would definitely do that, but with Gogo in the current set, you do not want to leave that sitting there with 4 damage counters on it when your opponent's on 13. So, yeah, just another way that Gogo has completely changed the way that some of these matchups play out. If you try and take the value trade and leave your characters on the board with low health, then sometimes the punish can be
Jesse with another Curse Merfolk. He's played a lot this game.
Yeah, that's is that number 3 or number 4? I'm not quite sure.
I think it might be number 3. But he has picked one up, I think, early this game.
Yeah, that's true. And inks the broom. So
he didn't quest with the rabbit.
Yeah,
because he had a rabbit from previous turn. I would imagine.
Interesting call there. Yeah, I'm not.
I would imagine he wouldn't be too worried about his rabbit being challenged. By
the Tala.
Because he just draws an extra card, right?
See the Visions.
And he just gets one ink a little bit closer. Visions, top 5.
Got a Pirate's Life, which you could sing together here if you were trying to wind down the lore a bit. We might see that play, or might just take something else and try.
Also, Pirate's Life is a sing togetherable card, so you can get Tala and Tipo to sing it together.
And here we go.
They are
Yo
singing
ho.
a she shanty. Yo ho ho. Pirate's Life for me.
So we're up to 3 lore for Clement now, and Jesse is down to 11. So, yeah, that is a really quite nice turn there for Clement. I think that was one of the cards that they were probably digging for. And yeah, just you could see the power of that Scar-Vicious Cheetah. We've seen a couple of these Ruby Sapphire decks picking it up this weekend.
Cleared out the board, yeah.
Yeah, like instead of committing the Be Prepared and wiping your own board, I think it's a nice kind of proactive card, and you don't have to remove the Tala or the Tipo, and we're now seeing some of the value coming out for these cards. So.
It's lined up, and he had a field day.
One of the nice things for Jesse, though, with the 2 rabbits on board, if Clement does draw, say, a Be Prepared or a big Sisu, at least Jesse refills their hand a little bit with the draw 2 from the rabbit being banished. I think Clement...
So he's thinking about whether to ink or not.
Yeah, they could ink and play a Visions. Yep. Yeah, I think this is good. I don't...
Yeah, so top 5.
Don't think there's a universe where you're going to need that Fishbone Quill, unless you wanted to play it and
it helps
banish
you just
it with
ink,
the higher
ink bad cards, but you're already
yep.
at such a high amount that you're kind of okay.
Yep, yep. I think this is a good call. I think looks like we've got a Grandma Tala. You can see a Brawl in there. We've got a Tamatoa. So, yeah, this is an interesting choice. You can take the Brawl and try and
Brawl
sort of
gives you some tools in case
clear out the
Jesse
board
plays like
bit.
another Curse Merfolk or something.
Yeah.
Um,
but there's a couple of
Grandma Tala
value
also
cards.
digs you.
Yeah.
I think Tala's also pretty good.
Yeah.
To be honest, you get a body. It costs 4, so it can sing pretty well, and it also top 2 off your deck, so you can dig for another card as well.
I think Clement may have taken the
Jesse
Tamatoa
goes
there, but I
plus
can't quite
4,
tell.
so
Yep.
it goes up to 15, and he just hopes all right, so that's 4, and that's
there's
goat.
a
All right,
goat.
cool. So that's 12.
That's
sorry,
16. Yep. So really nice. Nice play there for Jesse.
Clement has to start trimming away this board. That Curse Merfolk definitely have to go.
Yep. Probably got to deal with one of these rabbits. Do we have a Be Prepared here? Yep, there it is.
Okay, so bomb that, and then he gains 1 lore.
1 lore, so up to 17 and 2 cards.
2 cards, all right.
So not bad there for Jesse. That goat was a nice draw to have in hand. And Jesse now has another turn. I'm not seeing a goat.
I presume that he would have quested with Tipo and the Tala before they went away, right?
Yes,
so
yes, you're right. Yep, so that would have been up to 5. You're correct. So Genie inking the crab and just playing a Merfolk.
All right, so come on, Rip Wars top card.
Yep.
Was that a
big Sisu? No,
Tamatoa,
So
and that's it.
I think the winner's on board if we have got the lore right.
That is GG. It should be.
Yep, quest to 20, and
yep,
they scoop them up.
So
All
right, cool.
Well played by
So
Jesse. We got
1-1.
the 1-1.
Are we going for the third game?
Here we go.
All right, so
yeah, I think that was not really the start that Clement wanted. It felt like you really want the Maui Shark to come out on the 6-ink turn. It kind of stalls the game out a little bit more. And I think that's, yeah, just with this sort of Ruby Sapphire deck, it was really missing that mid-range threat that a lot of these decks would want to run, because it was often, you had cards like Tali, you had cards like Hiram, and they come out on 4 ink. And then you did have the Reckless Maui that comes out on 5, but then you really didn't have a lot that you wanted to do for 6, 7, 8 ink. A lot of the older lists used to run like Tremaines or Medusas, which are good cards, but they are uninkable. So yeah, just having that Maui to kind of bridge that gap in the mid-game between 4 ink and 8 ink is just a really nice addition to this deck.
I genuinely think that the plays that Jesse did that really sort of pushed him over the line there was older recursions of the Curse Merfolk. So
yes.
Personally, I'm like more of a resource player, so I would rather my opponent challenge into my Merfolk and then they discard a card. Makes the hand situation a little bit worse. But Jesse, he kept picking up the Curse Merfolk with your
rabbits
with the
sorry,
snakes.
Foxes and the snakes.
Yeah, with the foxes and the snakes, and they just kept playing him down. And so, like in my mind, it's like, it seems like you're burning a whole bunch of tempo by using your ink to replay your Curse Merfolk again and again and again. But every time, it was always protected. It would come down, quest in like a time when Clement didn't have advantage, and then he would just pick it back up and play it down, and it's ready. So it's those Curse Merfolk like questing for 2 every single time that really pushed him ahead that game.
And Clement had a really nice hand there. I saw the Popsicle in hand. I saw the Tipo.
So presumably Jesse has to go play second. So he has to to play aggressive.
Looks like Jesse's keeping 2, so probably a Merfolk and something else. I think in this matchup, if you don't have Merfolk, you just mulligan your whole hand. That card is just so powerful.
It must be those 2 cards that you kept, right? It would have been either like probably Snake and Merfolk, right?
Something
presumably,
like that,
right?
And Yeah, let's see what
Cool. So
Clement.
they're all done. All right, cool. They're cutting. All right. Clement knows what he's doing, so it's
Yep.
just ink a big card and then check down Popsicle, right?
Yep, it looks that way. Got the Hideaway and got the Maui Shark too. And
Okay.
got
Hideaway
his
is very
Talos, so-
easy one to ink in this matchup.
Yeah, there's nothing you really want to target on Jesse's side. I don't think some of these decks will run the library. I'm not sure whether that's in Jesse's
Oh,
list, but
true,
it's
yeah.
certainly not a card I would be keeping in my hand. I think that goes straight to the Inkwell. Inks the Tala for develop, not even the
Top two.
Popsicle. So interesting. Looking for a specific card, maybe.
Well, it's like also you just put it. It gets it into your banish zone, so
Yep.
that you can pick it up later with Maui.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Yep. And there it is. The Cursed Merfolk is, yeah, appropriately named for Ruby Sapphire players. I think everybody curses that card when they see it come out. So, and not a bad looking hand for Jesse. Could go double 1-drop next turn. I think we've got a Merfolk.
Cool, alright. So
a
Tipo,
Brew,
yep, inks another card. So his hand's pretty low. So yep, like you know, if I was playing Amethyst Emerald, I would just let the Tipo go into it. But
Yep.
I think Jesse's probably just going to go pick it up. So inks.
No, I think we
Cloud
might
Kicker.
see foot on the gas here. Yeah, double 1-drop.
Yeah,
Let's
cool.
go.
All right.
And quest for 2. So, yeah, this is a really nice start here from Jesse. If Tipo challenges, it does shrink the hand of Clement.
Massively.
Which is,
I think he goes down to like 2-card hand after inking.
yeah, but with the Tipo as well. It So
Alright,
we've seen
cool.
the
So
Popsicle come
That
out.
just cycles a card. All right, cool.
Got a Tipo. We might see... I think Clement's game plan, I think they did have the Maui Half Shark in their opening hand, so they might just be trying to ramp to 6 ASAP.
Yeah, you just go. Yeah, you just ramp
Just
up
go
the half shark,
Tipo,
and then,
ink for turn,
and
you're
then
up to
you
5.
just leave
and
these
then-
curse. Like you just let Maui half shark take care of all these cursed Merfolk. So Tipo, is he going to just try to burn his entire hand so he doesn't have anything to waste on the cursed Merfolk? Oh, he still ends up
And
discards
discards the
half
shark. Is there an... Wow, this is...
What is his
yeah.
exit strategy?
Oh,
now?
there's another shark in hand.
Oh,
so
okay.
I had 2, yeah,
So
probably
next
not
turn,
going to
as long as next turn he is able to ink the card that he draws, he's
Yeah.
good.
If not, that is...
Otherwise, he's in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah. That will be panic stations if Clement draws nothing.
So +3.
+3, so we're up to 5. And yeah, Clement does have the shark, which will potentially freeze the board and stop Jesse from just questing freely. Inks the kit.
So that's the second kit that he's
Yep.
buried or inked.
Yeah,
And
definitely not worth kidding either of these Tipos and giving your opponent an inkable card in the hand.
Cool.
So we got
Let's go
Ursula. Yep.
All right.
Sees
I
the
see
shark.
I see your Maui.
It
And,
makes sense.
all right. Cool.
And
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
All right. Cool. So he's praying for the
What
inkable
did we
symbol.
get?
Literally-
And we got the Popsicle. So
okay,
that
all right,
is,
all right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, pretty happy that Clement didn't draw an uninkable there. And now they can challenge into the Merfolk and the hand is empty. So 0-card meta
Yep. Cool.
and quest for
Fine.
1.
No, I think so. The first one challenge.
Oh,
into
first one
Curse
challenge
Yep,
and
second
sorry,
one
there's
quest
the
for 1.
quest.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he picks up 1 law, and okay, now both players are in a top decking situation. No, actually no. Jesse had some cards. Yeah.
Yep. 3 in hand, but yeah, Jesse
So Chernobyl,
is...
you quest with that, and then you get rid of that. You don't.
I think we might see that
Yeah.
look for an evasive. So quest
None
for
of
1.
Jesse's characters want any of this smoke.
Yeah.
They want out.
Yeah, so we got the snake. So no evasives in Jesse's hand, so doesn't really
yeah.
have a way
So-
to deal with this Maui.
You
Quest with the broom.
even-
We might see the
so
snake just
you
to pick
may
up
not
the broom.
need to deal with the Maui straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it really depends on what Clement can pick up next, right? So if Clement just picks up bricks, then this game just stalls out.
Yeah.
He does have a small lore advantage, so in theory he can just like goat and rose his way out of this game. So yeah, so let's say every turn if he can just like sequentially play goat or rose, he's like gaining one lore without like leaving himself open, and then on one particular turn he can just turn everything sideways, right?
Oh,
so
we do have the Elsa, actually. If Jesse can find some
so,
way
okay,
to...
so, I'm not
with the
sure.
crab.
Okay, goat for
The
sure. So
goat,
it gains
yep.
1, so it goes up to 8.
yeah, if
and-
there was a way for
and then you
Jesse
move
to...
the broom away.
Banish the broom.
Banish broom. Oh, says
Plays the goat, banish the broom. Yep.
there's a rulings question, so I'm guessing, hey, can he do broom even though he said goat? And okie dokie. So well, yeah. So it's a very interesting situation right now. So it's just like, oh yeah, like find out next time what he drew on
Yep.
next episode. And so he's drawn a card, and so he's magic brush away, and so we're looking forward to seeing next card because the card in hand right now he had. So he inked the crab, and he had Elza in hand. And so Clement has a Maui half shark on the field.
Yep.
It's active, and he's got 2 Tipos, six ink and no cards in hand.
Yeah.
So Clement obviously wants to see some actions to draw some more cards. Like
Yeah, well, the
probably
nice thing for
how far will I
Clement...
go, or develop your mind.
Yep.
What he does want to see is like a big costed uninkable card.
Well, it's like you said back on turn 1 when they played that Develop Your Brain rather than the Popsicle. That might have just been a strategy to get it into the discard pile. And that way, if the plan was definitely to get the Maui Half Shark out on turn 4, has that available to fetch and then start digging through the deck and trying to find some card draw or just some removal to sort of slow down the EA deck.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, I think both players have had a reasonably good start. I'd say that the Ruby Sapphire player probably has the board in a state where they're comfortable with it. There's not a lot of big questers on there, and the lore is not quite in the danger zone yet. But yeah, it could be a really close finish on this one because
both players are kind of around that. I think they're both 7, aren't they, right now?
No, the Ruby Sapphire I've got on 8 to 1, I
8
think.
to 1,
so.
yeah, cool. And that's after the goat.
Yes.
Yep. So he's currently got, I think, three characters on.
3 on board,
which means theoretically at some point he can turn all 3 across for +3 lore.
Yep.
So if he can, like, it's a stretch. Oh wait, he had a Rose in hand though, right? No, that was Elsa.
That was Elsa.
Yeah, cool. Kind of look like Rose. So it's like you want to be able to get a little bit more out, and it looks like we're back into the game.
Yes,
here.
we are.
And it looks, stuff happened. Goat.
So
Broom. Broom did not get pushed away.
Yep. So Maui's able to retrieve Develop Your Brain.
Yep.
1 cost for Develop Your Brain, gain 1 lore.
Yep.
And it looks like we've got a Vicious Cheetah and a Popsicle in hand. Yep, decides for the Popsicle just because doesn't have the 7 ink available. Yep, plays the Popsicle, so might be looking for a Hiram.
Yeah, that was a very good top deck as well. It's like just exactly what you need.
Quest
Keep
for 2. And yeah, now this Maui Half Shark is going to be a real handful for Jesse to deal with because no evasives currently on the field and can play the Elsa, but it will only bump in for 2. And Maui having 5 willpower.
So Goat challenging for...
No, Goat quest 1.
Yep,
so up to 9.
And then he probably picks it up with
the Snake,
which gives him another 1.
10.
Goes up to 10.
And
does he ink and then
inks
Goat?
the Elsa?
No, he doesn't. So he just
plays
goes
the Rose.
Goes up to 11.
Yep. So we got 11 to 4 on the count.
Right.
And no exerted characters here for Jesse, so that's nice because the Shark doesn't have anything to challenge.
Like I said, this game is now like Jesse has to just keep playing goats and stuff to slowly gain the lore, and then at the last one he's going to have to turn them all sideways.
Turn everything sideways and just hope that Clement hasn't found a pirate's life in the meantime.
That is true. So
6.
Oh, is that second and half shark? Yeah.
Yep.
So he's turning a clock on. He
quest for 3.
For 3. Goes to 7.
I think the other card in Clement's hand was Tamatol, which is not...
so
Tamatol and...
6? No, 5 for rabbit. Yeah, 4 for rabbit.
4 for rabbit, yep.
Draw a card.
There is a Be Prepared in hand for Clement here, but I don't think they're going to want to wipe their own board with all the Sharks. That's a lot of nice cards on the board.
Yeah.
It's not looking bad for Jesse. That was probably the best top deck that they could have found there, the rabbit.
So there's 2 things that Jesse could be considering in his mind right now. Either he's thinking, hey, do I send in some of my characters to challenge Tipo? And also, do I ink a card, right? So I can't see what the card...
It looks like we got Ursula and Goat. So if Jesse has the read that Clement's got to be prepared, we might just see no quest here and just hold off and try and pull it out of their hand.
So if he were to play to Ursula, it would be because he thinks Clement, because he just put the second half shark down, maybe he might have, like an enabler card, maybe like a Visions or whatever. Yep. So he wants to be like, hey, I'm going to get rid of the Visions from his hand now, so he can't go nuts with it.
No, you can't pull Visions, though. Not a song.
True,
yeah. It's only song cards, not action cards.
Yep.
But so Jesse may just want to take a look at the hand here.
I think, his only way to victory is if he can continue to build a board.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no board clears in this Emerald Amethyst deck, so once these Sharks are on the field, they are a huge problem.
If he manages to play Goat next turn, it'll get him to 12, and then if he quests all 4, it goes up to 16, and he gets another 1 from the Goat on the way out.
17,
This is actually really close.
Yeah, I think Jesse might just have to go for it here. I feel like if you give the Sharks and the T-Pose another turn of questing, then the Ruby Sapphire list is really starting to get close.
So he just passed on it. All right, cool. So it comes down to what Clement draws off the top here. So
yeah, there was a Tamatoa in hand, which is not...
So it goes 6. He goes Pirates.
Oh,
All right. That sends him back. All right. So he goes plus
plus 4. So we got
and
9
then Jesse gets
to
sent back
11.
to,
Yep.
Yeah.
So Clement is up to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that was the best case scenario there for Clement, that Pirate's Life. So, yeah, Jesse can potentially quest here up to 13, but yeah, if they quest, then one of the Mauis is able to fetch the Pirate's Life. That'll be another plus 4, and yeah, definitely a sticky situation here. So, yeah, Jesse just evaluating. What are we going to see? Inks the Ursula. And quest for 1.
Yep, quest for 1.
Snake on
Picks
the
it back
rose. Yep. So that's another one.
Then plays free.
Plays the goat. So up to 11.
He's finally caught back to where he was a turn ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's the thing that this Pirate's Life does, just winding back the lore. Visions.
Yeah, okay. We're locking in. All right, so that's plus 2.
Plus 2, yep. And we got a sail there. So yeah, there's plenty of lore gain. Yep. Sail. Yeah.
Take sail, pays 2, gains another 2.
Good game.
And then he just swings it all in.
Yeah, so unfortunate there for Jesse. It was looking like a very good start with the double merfolks, but yeah, Clement just managed to find the answers and get that Maui half shark out on curve, and then yeah, once your deck achieves that, that's a very, very big problem. That card is another one of these cards that just freezes the board. That and Calhoun are 2 cards that came out this set that really disincentivize your opponent from questing. So if you're able to keep fetching back cards like Visions of the Future, Develop Your Brain, and just dig through your deck, it can really put you in a nice position. And it just gives you another vehicle to gain some lore, which this Ruby Sapphire, again, it used to be the old strategy was you got your Lucky Dime, you got your Tamatoa, so you really need to push it into the late game before you're able to start gaining any lore. But with the 6-cost Maui, you're just kind of passively gaining lore, doing things that you already want to do, playing cards like Brawl, Visions, Develop Your Brain, filtering through your deck, removing threats, and then gaining lore at the same time, which is, yeah, just such a powerful card. It's one of the best cards, probably top 5 in this set, maybe top 3, and it's just, yeah, really pushed Ruby Sapphire to another level.
Definitely. I think, yeah, it used to be Tamatoa was the final strat, where if he stuck around, then he's going to build, you know, these small items.
You
and
get 10 items on the board or
now
something
it just
like
does
that,
the same thing, but with a little bit more style. You know, he comes in, you have to jump through a couple more hoops, and that he has to challenge to pick up that extra resource instead of questing. But whenever you play an action, you're getting additional lore from that as well. So yeah, it seems like it's a new recon, and you know, it comes in at a early stage of game. So instead of trying to have to ramp up to 8 and then having to spend more lore to be able to to assist with that Tamatoa, you can just send these guys out from as early as turn 5.
Yeah, it's changed,
turn 4?
Changed the shape of the deck a lot, because it used to be you'd run a lot of uninkables and then you'd have your